Welcome back to Mental Wellness Evolution. I'm Jeff. Thanks for being here. So, this morning I'm going to do a brief little talk about the importance of starting our day the right way, okay? It's so important that we get in the habit of starting our day, getting out on the right foot, getting out ahead of it, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says. If we can get over ourselves kind of first thing in the morning, it makes our days a whole lot easier to deal with. It kind of, in a sense, just sets the table for how things are going to be, how we're going to be throughout the course of our day, what's going on inside of us, and that type of thing, okay? So we're going to do a few little tips here to kind of help you to really start your day the right way, okay? So first and foremost, we want to establish a good morning routine. Now, this can look different for absolutely everyone. There's no right or wrong way to do this, okay? A good morning routine is so vital because it really, guys, it helps us set ourselves up for success through the course of our day. Now, this is going to look different for absolutely everyone. So find what works for you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's no way you have to go about this. It is inherently our own individual thing, okay? Basically, we just want to give ourselves time to do some things that are going to help us get out on the right foot, okay? Some examples for things you might want to do in the morning. Maybe you want to listen to some music, put on a podcast. Maybe you want to meditate, just spend some time, have a cup of coffee, spend some time with your pet, spend some time with your partner, go to the gym, do some yoga. There's plenty of different ways that we can go about establishing a good morning routine, okay? So many people get caught, and I used to do this myself, of just crawling out of bed, going right out into the world, and you're not setting yourself up in a good place, and then things start coming at us in the world and the chaos of our day starts coming on, and it's easy to get kind of sucked into that process, okay? So it's very important that we get ourselves out in the morning, we get out ahead of it, we start dealing with some of the things that are going on inside of ourselves, and it really will help us to set ourselves up for success in the world, okay? Second and foremost is if you have an actual schedule for what you like to do in the morning and you kind of map it out and that type of thing, every time you do those things in sequence, you get to celebrate some wins to start the day. Get a little bit of that good dopamine, start feeling good about yourself. Hey, I got up, I did my gym. Hey, I got up, I went for my walk. I went for my bike ride. I went for my run. I read some of my book, whatever that may be for you. But when we do those things, we start to establish a few wins throughout the course of our morning. And that's a great way to start the day. It's a great trick to help us get out on the right foot, get out ahead of it too, by celebrating some wins to start the day, okay? The next reason that this is important is it allows us to kind of go introspective a little bit, give ourselves a little bit of time. Maybe we woke up in a bit of a mood, or we've got some thoughts or some things on our mind or things going on in our life. It allows ourselves to kind of get into those a little bit instead of taking them out into the world. We understand that we're always going to see the world through the lens of our current emotional state. So it makes sense that we should get up in the morning and go within ourselves and do the best that we can to get over what's going on inside of us. Maybe we woke up with a specific thought on our mind. How can we deal with that? How can we work to shift our focus to go in a different direction so that that thought is not ruminating within ourselves throughout the course of the day? Same thing with an emotional state. Maybe you're waking up, you're feeling stressed, you're anxious, or something along those lines. This gives us a little bit of time to kind of dig into that and maybe process a little bit of that before we head out into the world. So we're not automatically stressed to start the day, and now we go out into the world, and it becomes very easy to find the stress everywhere we look. This also gives us some time to center ourselves, find the present moment, shift our focus back to the now, spend some time in meditation or something like that, or work on some mindfulness or whatever that may look like for you. And it helps us to really just get ourselves grounded into the moment, get ourselves out of what's going on inside of ourselves. And again, deal with some of those things that are maybe going on inside of us, some of those thoughts, some of those feelings. And then we're not going to take that out and we go to work and immediately something happens. And now we haven't dealt with ourselves first, and immediately it becomes way easier to get taken off on that sidetrack. If we can get over ourselves to start the day, guys, if we can spend some time doing that, it's going to go a long way to helping you to have a better day, okay? Giving ourselves some time in the morning also gives us the opportunity to kind of schedule and map out our day. Take a look at what tasks actually need to be done, the things we need to do, and allows us to mentally prepare for things that we might know might be stressful throughout the course of a day. Doctor's appointments, maybe you've got a meeting, maybe you're dealing with a coworker who's been kind of getting on your nerves a little bit. It allows us the space to properly prepare for these things, because we have the awareness that, hey, this is going to happen to me. And then we can start to prepare and plan for it. Well, when this person does this type of thing that might set me off today, how am I going to react with that? How am I going to go? Where am I going to shift my focus to? Oh, these are the thoughts that have been keeping me stuck for the last few days. Oh, okay. How am I going to shift my focus? What am I going to change to? What direction am I going to go when this thing comes up in our lives? Okay. Having a schedule really helps us to stay focused throughout the course of our day. It also allows us to allot our time, especially if we've got a lot going on, to what is maybe going to be the most valuable use of our time throughout the course of the day. And as we go through our schedule and we tick those off again, guys, we start knocking off wins. And that's a great thing to have set up first thing in the morning. So we kind of just know how we're going to head out into the world, how we're going to go out, where we're going to attack our day, how we're going to be, and that type of thing, regardless of what the situations are that are coming up, because we've taken the time to mentally prepare ourselves for what we're going to face throughout the course of our day, okay? Another useful thing we can do at this point, guys, is visualization. See, visualization is such a powerful practice. You see, our brain doesn't know the difference between an experience we're having in the external world and one we create within ourselves. It allows us to visualize those circumstances, how we'd like to be when we show up in that specific circumstance, regardless of what it is that's being presented to you throughout the course of the day. Get in the habit of asking yourself, what is the best version of myself today? How can I show up as the highest version of myself in all the situations that are presented before me today? This is why mapping out your day and having a schedule, this allows us to mentally prepare and then visualize, spend some time in contemplation, and truly see how we'd like to be throughout the course of our day, guys, okay? So get yourself set up with a good morning routine, spend some time, deal with what's going on inside of you, schedule your day, map things out, visualize how you'd like to be. These are all great tools that are going to be able to help set you up to have the most success you possibly can throughout the course of your day, okay? So hopefully you guys found some good tips and some good tidbits in here that are going to help you out along the way. There's other different things you can do. It's just about getting the day started the right way. I said one of the most important things, guys, is really just finding our center, finding the present moment, dealing with some of those things that are going on within ourselves so that we don't go out into the world carrying what we woke up with into the world. And then we view the world through that lens, and it becomes very easy to get trapped in the thought, feeling, emotion loops when we haven't had time to take care of ourselves internally before we start our day. So prioritize starting your day from the best internal state that you can, and I promise that's going to help set you up for success today. Have a great day, guys.